What a tangled web, my people. Wow. Just when you think this story can't get any more volatile, any more deceptive, any more disgusting, I mean, the list goes on. Then we get this 911 call. And this 911 call, I don't know if you heard it yet, paints a very different picture than what we've been told so far. And to all the people who are out there like, hey, Brian's the victim here, yeah, well, newsflash, guess what? And Diane, you were right. There is a phone call where the guy says, as a witness, that I saw the gentleman smacking the girl, hitting the girl, alright? This is just wild, you guys. This is wild. And get this, right? So I started looking into it. Do you know that this phone call, when it was FOIA requested, right, it got denied, right? So somebody tell me why. This phone call was denied to a lot of news reporters, right? But the body cam footage that paints Gabby maybe a lot of people take it as her being the villain and Brian being the victim. Why was that out? But this phone call, which paints a completely different picture, was not out. I'm telling you right now. Alright, let's play it, because I don't even want to waste any time. This really isn't going to be a long stream. I can't really do a long stream, but I want to just give you some quick updates, because this is just insane, you guys. Alright, ready for this? You ain't ready for this.
Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office. Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with a white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi,
Wow, he was slapping her, and then he proceeded to hit her, and then they drove off. Are you kidding me right now? Now, this happened in Florida, right? Weeks before? Or did this happen? Where did this happen? Where was the call from, Diane? I literally just figured this out. Literally. I am so beside myself right now, you guys, that I don't even know how else to say it. I don't even know how else to say it. Don't even know how else to say it. This is just insane. Are you kidding me? Like, how did this phone call get denied to come out in the FOIA request, but the body cam footage does not? Somebody please tell me. Someone please tell me. So I don't even want to believe that this was the same day, you guys. I don't. My brain does not want to let me believe that this was the same day. I keep telling myself, like, nah, this had to have been old. This had to have been from, I don't know, Florida. You cannot tell me this was the same effing day. The same effing day that the first thing that Gabby Petito said when she got out of that car was it was her fault. And to all you people out there who are like, yeah, but Brian's a victim, yeah, but this, yeah, but that, I'm going to play this for you again. I'm going to play it for you again, so you can hear it, so you can know that sometimes women look like the crazy one. Sometimes women aren't to be believed. Sometimes women make excuses for their poor behavior because they are being abused. I'm going to play it again.
Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with a white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
The gentleman was slapping the girl. You guys hear that? Bad Art Tangent says, are they still saying the other two deaths in the area aren't linked? Psh. Okay, Diane, thank you very much. This is wild. I hate pop-ups too, Scott. They're so annoying. Like, I keep trying to go to other news sites, and it's just, that's what I hate about using my laptop. I don't like I'm so mad, you guys. I'm so mad. Listen, what I don't understand. Okay, I need you guys to brainstorm with me. You guys that's what we say in Massachusetts. You guys or I do anyways. You guys, I need you to brainstorm with me for a second, okay? If this call went out in Moab, right? Wouldn't the dispatcher have told the officer that the gentleman was seen hitting the woman? Like, hello? You guys, wouldn't they have told him that? And yeah, 911 operators are usually rude. I've heard like a million 911 calls that I heard a 911 call a few weeks ago. A lady, she ended up dead. She was dying, like begging for help, and the lady was so aggravated with her, like she didn't even want to talk to her. It was real. I hate 911 operators sometimes. I'm sure they get a lot of crazy calls. Like, I get that, but you don't know. You don't know. I'm so glad they released it, because I was upset about people saying that he was a victim, and you're the one that called yesterday, and you're the one, Diane, who told us, hey, not everything's as it seems sometimes. Sometimes victims make excuses for, their abuser. You told us that, and, here we are. Here we are, This is crazy. Yeah, it's an assault. Right. Yeah, there's something called being a professional. Absolutely. I mean, if you can actually Google bad 911 calls, operator rude, I'm telling you, it's just crazy how often that happens. They can't be bothered, But it's like that at any job sometimes, I guess. But Jesus, I don't understand, you guys. Tell me why that the dispatcher didn't tell the officer that the guy was seen hitting the girl and slapping the girl. Why? I don't know much about dispatching. I ain't never been no dispatcher, but I used to help delivery drivers with water deliveries, and I would call them and say, hey, turn around, the customer said this. I know for a fact that dispatchers talk to officers, so why didn't he tell him that? Why? Maybe he did tell him, and maybe Gabby saying it's my fault changed his mental path of how he was gonna handle the issue as an officer, right? Furthermore, why are there other news sources coming out right now that say we asked for that phone call? They wouldn't give it to us. Remember, I was telling you guys on Instagram a few weeks ago how the cop, I've never been in trouble with the law ever, and a cop kind of did me dirty on a police thing. Anyways, make a long story short, they miraculously lost my phone calls with the officer, right? Because I wanted the phone calls. I wanted to say, hey, see, told you so. But no, they were suddenly just not there anymore, right? Kind of like how when all these news sources supposedly asked for this specific 911 call, they couldn't release it, whatever their excuse was. Why did it take till we were this many days old to hear this? Why? Something is not right with this case, I'm telling you, dude. This is not right. I would like to know who Brian's family members are, I'm telling you. Not to mention, there was a sighting, and guess where the sighting was? Want me to play it again, guys? Hold on. I'll play it again for those of you coming in. Hold on. Here we go again. Sorry to keep playing it, but...
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He just told you what they were doing. He just told you. Oh, what were they doing? Oh my god. You guys. I did get struck 3 times in one video. Yes, I did. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought you could only get one kind of copyright thing from a video, right? But apparently Gabby, when she made her beautiful YouTube video, she used copywritten music in 3 different times. I've never even seen that happen before, where I get 3 strikes. So they didn't, it was a content ID claim, because obviously nobody who owns the channel can, you know, issue the strike, obviously. So it was actually a content ID claim, right? So what they did is they were like, we're taking your monetization from this video, and I'm like, whatever, I don't give a shit. So yeah, so that happens. And if you replay, if you run a channel and you replay Gabby's last video on her YouTube channel, you are going to get a content ID claim. I'm telling you right now, there's no other way around it. It's the computer inside of YouTube that catches it, nobody else. Okay, just one of the things that comes along with streaming other things. When you stream other streams, bound to happen more and more. This is nuts, huh? The caller said dispute instead of assault. Correct. But when you slap someone, I mean, the 2 women that were killed went to a bar that even posted on Facebook about, I know that the bar owner was like, look, that bar owner was like, look, they weren't bothered in my bar. They weren't bothered in my bar because he didn't want the bad reputation for his business to come out, right? Brian will be found and the truth will come out. Oh, in other news, right? Not only is this huge, but there was a Brian sighting. Did you know that? Yes, that book was about 3 women. Good golly, Miss Molly, no way. Yes, let's just take a moment here. If domestic abuse, National Domestic Abuse Hotline here. Thank you, Shermar, coming through with the quickness, with the things we need. 1-800-799-SAFE. Now that they are searching the home, do you think they can leave listening devices behind to hear him? You know, that's quote-unquote illegal and stuff, but it happens, and if it did happen, they sure as hell wouldn't tell us. That's all I'm gonna say about that, you know? So I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I'm looking for now. Like, literally, guys, this is all unfolding literally right before me. Let me jump over here. While I look for the Brian sighting thing, I'm gonna play the phone call again, okay? Thank you.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman about 5-6 years. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
I don't understand how. Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine? They are taking the Mustang. Okay, Joe, thank you very much. Joe Smith says they're taking the Mustang. Can you imagine the person that made this phone call, right? Can you imagine being the person that made this phone call and watching everybody on the internet be, well, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying, people be like, oh no, she was wrong, he had marks on her, she didn't, you know? Just saying. He must feel pretty weird. The cops did fail her. Listen, if dispatch told these officers that scenario, right, which I'm assuming they did. I mean, I'm not a cop here. I wish Prospector was here because he's a retired police officer. He could probably answer that better for us, but I don't understand how dispatch doesn't say to the officers, yeah, we have a domestic dispute. Caller says that man was seen hitting woman, slapping woman. You know what I mean? Why didn't they tell him that? Why did they try to hide that call? Is it because the police knew that the call and the road stop didn't match and they were trying to cover it up? Is that why? Is that why, you guys? Okay, WFLA has it. Thank you, guys. Okay. I'm so angry. I am so angry right now. All right, I'm going to the WFLA site here. No! Freaking pop up! This freaking pop-ups, man. This blasted my eardrums. I can't. Alright. Now that I'm back here. I closed all my tabs so that doesn't happen anymore. Alright, got WFLA. I'm gonna mute myself and put it up here.
Here is JB Buno.
A live look here outside of Brian Laundrie's home in Northport, Florida, as now a tow truck here has arrived here to the block in Northport where the media is gathered, where, of course, the FBI and authorities executed a search warrant at the Laundrie home earlier today. Hey there, folks. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. Still have Share to Help activated here as we continue to look out for Brian Laundrie, wherever he may be. Still a missing person here out of Northport, Florida. But we're looking here live at a tow truck that has just pulled up here to the scene to the Laundrie household. Now, I want to get everybody caught up as to where we are here on this story. Earlier this morning, the FBI authorities pulled up here to the home in Northport to execute a court-authorized search warrant. In the last several minutes, we have received more details on that search warrant. We hope to have more information. We are combing through some newly obtained documents right now. We don't want to present you with that document just yet as far as what we know about that document, because we just got it into our inbox here moments ago, and we're looking through it right now to decipher what it tells us about the actual search warrant that was executed this morning.
Sorry guys, I'm going to pause that for 1 second to tell you that Diane has like the inside scoop here, and she's been right up just about everything she's told me. So everybody keeps asking if Brian's mom works at the DA office and things like that, right? We keep hearing that, right? But Diane, who's got the inside scoop, you know what I'm saying? She said, I heard she used to work for the DA's office. Well, isn't that just shocking? Would you just look at it? Let's continue.
We're looking here at the picture here, and I believe our photographer here is repositioning the shot here, so we're not looking here at the driveway. But let's explain what is going on here based on what we know from our reporters here at the scene. The tow truck here has been pulled up, and we'll kind of listen in here for some audio. The tow truck has pulled up here at the scene, as we understand it, to tow away the silver Ford Mustang convertible. Now, this convertible is a key portion of where we are right now in the investigation. Police have confirmed that Brian Laundrie's Mustang, the Ford Mustang, was picked up by the Laundrie family at the Carlton Reserve. Brian's car was at the Laundrie house on Friday night when we were here live on WFLA Now. We were talking specifically about that vehicle. And Northport police have added, of course, that it is possible that Brian might have hurt himself. These are details, of course, that we have been talking about now for some time. But that's where we are now with this story. Now, the Ford Mustang is clearly being towed away here under the guidance here of authorities that have been executing the search warrant at the household today in Northport, Florida. So that's where we stand right now. We'll take you back out here live to the scene. We can answer some of your questions here in the Facebook Live comment section using hashtag AJB, and we'll try to do so here. But let's just kind of listen in here. We're just going to take you to the scene here for the raw camera feed and listen into what's going on right now in Northport back in 96. Those of you watching us here on WFLA.com, the WFLA app, our various social media platforms, you're looking here live outside Brian Laundrie's home, and the silver Ford Mustang convertible is being towed from the driveway under the guidance of the FBI and law enforcement agencies here in Florida, as again, a search warrant executed earlier today at the Laundrie household. And there goes the silver Ford Mustang convertible, gone now from the driveway. A vehicle that police confirm that the vehicle was driven to the Carlton Reserve, where a massive search was underway. That search no longer active, police reallocating their resources to other ongoing search efforts here in the Tampa Bay area, here across Florida. The search for Brian continues, just not at Carlton Reserve, just because they spent the weekend looking, and based on what they were able to find there, they believe that the best strategy going forward right.
Yep, and this is a really great comment. Classy Mom, thank you. Lord, this is giving me flashbacks of Scott Peterson and the boat being towed. So tragically similar. Can I get an amen? Yep. These parents weren't very good at their cover-up. I don't know, we'll see. Is there a boat dock near that Mustang dump site? Cinnamon hot. I like your name. Reminds me of cinnamon buns, and now I kind of want one. Yeah, Scott Peterson, another Teflon psychopath. Right, Scott? Right? So, Diane, my source. Diane, I'm gonna start calling you my source. My source. Alright, I believe so. So we don't know for fact, right? But that's the talk. The talk of the town over there is, yes, she used to work for the DA. And that is not surprising, considering that this phone call was withheld, obviously. It's really weird how this phone call was withheld. I still don't grasp how, why. My brain does not want to believe that this was really on the 12th, right? On August 12th. It really doesn't. It paints a completely different picture. Completely different. And not only that, right? So sometimes they can ask people who witnessed it to fill out incident reports. So the other person filled out the incident report, right? Because I know I've seen it. I've seen it around on Reddit. I've seen it everywhere. Did this person fill out an incident report, or did they just call, right? Yes, Jessica, we've heard that too, that the parents have family out of the country. That gave him plenty of time. I know. If he really got back on the 1st, which I find that hard to believe, I think he was always out on the run. But I think someone else drove the vehicle back. I could be wrong, but hey, if there was no report till the 11th, no missing persons report till 11th, that's an awful long time. You got 11 days to plan where you're gonna go where you're gonna screw to for the rest of your life, right? Here's some cash, take off to Cuba, bye, wherever it is he went, you know? This is so creepy. And then MM says the parents are similar too. They also helped Scott get money and everything when he took off toward Mexico. Thank goodness there was a GPS on the car. And that's right, I forgot about that. They stuck a little GPS thingamabob on his wheel well or something like that, didn't they? And that was back in the day, guys. So imagine what they could do now, right? You know what I was thinking the other day too, guys? I was thinking, so my little cousin likes like spy kit stuff. She's got like a spy kit, and if you point it like at a window, it like picks up the vibrations from the window, and you can like hear what people are saying. You know, nowadays you really never know, man, with the technology that is out there. And this is a kit she got on like Amazon. All right, so if the FBI wanted to build some kind of you know, supersonic freaking window vibrator thing that tells you what people are saying, they could, you know. Okay, so Rachel says check DM on IG. I know I have not been on IG in forever. Ooh, background, her job, salary, etc., etc. Ooh, okay, I definitely will. All right, guys. So what do you guys think of this, right? Your phones, of course, your phones, right? But I have a feeling he's not using a phone from a legit phone company. Probably got a burner phone. You know, the other night we were joking around, even though none of this is funny. I was like, Brian's got 2 phones. You know, he got the burner phone, probably the prepaid wireless, whatever it is. He's out there with the cash, with the backpack, with his big old bald head, running around barefoot for Cuba. I just know it. I know it. The FBI, of course, they know way more than they're letting on. And you know what someone said the other day, and it started to get me thinking? They were like, listen, they probably wanted to watch him. They were probably waiting for him to leave his house. That way they could follow his movements and this, that, and the other thing. Like, just because they don't tell you that they're looking at him doesn't mean they're not. And I'm like, okay, well, where they at then? Where's he at? I don't think he was ever home, you guys. Have any of his neighbors come out and said he was home? I saw him on this day. I saw him taking his stuff out of the van when he came back from the trip. Whatever. I just don't believe it. I don't. So, yeah. Somebody said Brian was near Puerto Rico, and that would make sense because the other day one of the Facebook sleuths put up a photo of what their tracking hiking app said before and what it says now. But my only problem with that is, like, do you think this dude's really dumb enough to keep his app location history tracking map stuff on for his app right now? I don't know, man. That dispatch call is extremely frustrating. Extremely. Hello, extra good citizen. Hi. How are the parents involved? Well, they basically, when they went to get questioned, they showed up at the door. They said, here's our lawyer's phone number, call them, right? They would not help with Gabby. They would not talk. They wouldn't do anything. And then Friday, that was, you know, a long time ago. That was on the 11th, okay? So all this time went by, and then this past Friday, they wanted to talk all of a sudden. They were like, oh, now we want to talk. So they had the police come to their house, okay? We were all watching live thinking they were rolling on their son, but they weren't. They were not rolling on their son. What they were doing is saying, my son's missing. Can you get off my lawn? We don't know where he is, okay? And then, come to find out, Brian supposedly ran away on Tuesday. Okay, before the Friday, this past Friday, they reported him. Tuesday, he ran away. Wednesday, they went looking for him. There's conflicting reports about what day they brought the car back, but Wednesday, they went looking for him. They left his car there because he might need it at the Carlton Reserve, right? They found his car at the Carlton Reserve. That's where he said he was going, right? There was a note on the car from a police officer that said, please move this vehicle. It's not supposed to be here, but they left it there anyways because they thought their son might need the car. Well, the next day, they went back and they moved the car because I guess they didn't think he would need it anymore if he came out of the woods, which makes no sense at all. You know, you gotta be dumb to believe that story. So then they call the police and they're like, yeah, he's the Carlton Reserve, he's there, we don't know where he is. But the fact of the matter is, he could have left at any time. And the police department kept saying they knew where he was, they had eyes on him, but they did not. They did not. That's a lie. And if you want to know why it's a lie, I have a tag in my last video that I detail when the officers said they knew where he was, how dumb they looked the next day. There's a tag in the chapters that will walk you through that if you need to watch it. It's just crazy, right? So I'm going to play the phone call again, okay, for those of you who may have missed it. And we'll just keep talking. Well, hold on. I'm going to play JB for a minute while I grab the phone call. Hold on.
Now is to focus their attention elsewhere.
Where exactly that is, it's hard to say, but perhaps some of the clues here obtained here during the executed search warrant here today in Northport provides us with getting a little bit closer to finding answers here as to where Brian might be. This is clearly an extremely active investigation, developments occurring throughout the day here as far as the search warrant being executed, and now, of course, the Ford Mustang convertible that Brian is said to have driven to the Carlton Reserve, and that was then picked up from Carlton Reserve and driven back here to the home on where it was on Friday.
But as far as today goes, I don't know what they did today. I heard they took the parents out, right? They took them out. Did the parents end up leaving with them? Did you get my text? I haven't even looked at it, girl. I don't even know what my phone is. I gotta find it. Alright, let me play this for you. I gotta check my phone, you guys. I got all you people trying to tell me things and I ain't even looking. Alright, let's go.
Friday night. This is all
Now developing here at this time, and we're hoping to pass along information here to you. You can clearly see that the rain is coming down here outside of the Northport home, but also too, if we go here full screen, tap the touch screen here, we'll go full screen, and we can show you that this is clearly a significantly less active scene than what we had earlier on today, when we had vehicles pulling right up to the front door of this home to execute that search warrant. And things were being brought in, things were being brought out. Brian's parents were escorted from the home as the search warrant was initially being conducted, and then they were allowed back into the home. So far less activity here. Now, at the hour, it's approximately 2:41 Eastern time here in Northport, Florida. We're live here for you at WFLA Now in Tampa Bay, in Tampa, Florida.
Let's get to some of the hashtag HeyJD comment.
Okay. Hey JD. Hashtag Hey JD. I always make fun of them. Okay. So, no, the parents were taken out of the house while they did the search warrant. But apparently now that it's over, they're allowed to go back in. So I don't think they were taken as in like taken in for questioning or arrested or anything like that, right? Why weren't the parents being followed? Why wasn't Brian being followed? Did they ever know where Brian really was? This is the question I've been asking since I started to follow this case. I could flip my desk over. When, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my last video that I did today. At the very end, there is a timestamp for chapter that says Northport Police Lies, and it will show you straight up how they made excuses for why they didn't follow him. Well, he's not a criminal. We didn't have nothing. No, what are we gonna do? We're gonna put a device on him. We can put a tracking device. That's what Josh said. That's what Josh, the spokesperson for the Northport Police, said. And that was a classic case of chaff and redirect. Okay, chaff and redirect. I've always wanted to use that. Now I have a chance. Chaff and redirect. There we go. You know what I'm saying? She used to work for the DA. I know it. Everybody keeps telling me that. You know. It's okay to care about Gabby in this community. Oh, funny how parents haven't made a TV plea asking about their son's whereabouts. I know, right, Ronnie? Because they probably get tomatoes thrown at him and be like, boo. They don't care. They know where he is. The cops took chair and food into the house? I don't know about that. Alright, anyways, hold up 1 second, you guys. I gotta shut my AC off. I am freezing. I'm sitting at my desk like freezing. I gotta shut it off. I've been talking too long. Oh my god. It's so cold. Alright, now that I get that out of the way here. So, is it true that Brian Laundrie was spotted in Alabama? He's rumored to be on his way to Mexico, according to the internet. Okay. Well. Okay, it says Laundrie's Ford Mustang was picked up by the Laundrie family at the Carlton Reserve, according to police. When police arrived at the Laundrie house on Friday night, the car was still there. It's also possible that Laundrie hurt himself, according to Northport police. Now, the parents drove the car back. Okay? We gotta remember that. The parents drove the car back. You know? He could have went out there and he could have hurt himself, right? But guys that abuse women are usually not somebody I think that would have enough balls to kill themselves. I'm sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You know, here at my channel, if you're new here, I say it like it is. I mean what I say what I mean. And, you know, if I offend you, I'm sorry, but hey, it's just how life is around here. All night nasty all day. You know? Let's see here. Okay. I'm just looking for the newest update about Brian being spotted and whatnot, and we'll, oh, I said I was gonna play the phone call again, didn't I? Didn't I? Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that first. Because you guys need to hear this phone call if you have not already. I have so many questions about this phone call. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Let's see. One second, you guys. Sorry. Fox News. Okay, I'll just use Fox News. I don't even like Fox News. I don't like any of these news stations, honestly, but where else am I gonna get my info regarding this story, you know? Alright, here's the call. Finally, I found it.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Hold up.
Drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but
Chase First Banking.
What were they doing?
A debit card, an app for kids,
we
and
drove by and
tools
the
for you to
gentleman
teach
was
them good
slapping
money
the girl.
habits.
Who was slapping
Set
her?
account alerts, saving goals,
Yes, and then we
allowances,
stopped.
and
They
chores
ran
from
up
your
and down
Chase
the
mobile
sidewalk.
app, all with no monthly
Proceeded to hit
service
her,
fee.
hopped in the
Chase
car,
First Banking.
and they drove off.
And for more on this, Nancy Grace is the host of Crime Stories on Fox Nation. And Nancy, as this news happens just as we are right here live on air in Northport.
And we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6" deer. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but
What were they doing?
we drove by, the gentleman was slapping the girl.
Who was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they
Community
doing?
Cooperative, but what do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Yep. So what are the odds that, that law enforcement was not told on the call, on the dispatch call, that the man was hitting the woman? What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? I know I got some of the First Amendment people in here. Do you know anything of the First Amendment auditing community? And do you know anything about that? If you know, you guys know about the Constitution and whatnot, and how the cops operate, how the officers operate. Do they tell them a rundown on a dispatch call? Why wouldn't they say that? Are they trying to cover up the fact they didn't listen to that piece of information and they just went by what they saw when they got there? Should they just go by what they see when they get there, not what the caller says? So many questions I have, really. I would like to talk to a cop, actually. If anyone out here, anyone in the audience is an officer of the law and can answer these questions for me about this call, here, I'm going to copy this. Even if you're not an officer of law, maybe your brother is, maybe you know the answer, I don't know. I really don't know this stuff, you guys. I really don't. I'm not going to say, one thing I won't do here in T-Spiracy Land is pretend like I know something when I don't, okay? I'll just tell you, I don't know. Did that information not matter? Did they just see what unfolded when they got there? Instead of saying, we got reports that a man was hitting a woman. What I want to know is, what are the odds the dispatcher did not tell them, hey, a man's hitting a woman, right? What are the odds that didn't happen? What are the odds that the cop got there and said, yeah, I know that information. Yeah, the dispatcher did tell me that, but I'm just going to open Gabby's door and see what she tells me and go by that, right? You know? Because we saw her, yeah, exactly, Mark, I know, when she quickly took the blame for everything, right? So maybe he approached the vehicle, maybe he knew already, maybe he said, okay, the dude's supposed to be hurting the girl, but he opens the door and Gabby's like, no, it's my fault, you know? But even if that was the case, wouldn't the officer pull her aside? Because this is what they did when I was 19 years old, back a long time ago. They pulled me away from the dude, and they said, hey, is he hurting you? You know? Because if he knew that piece of information and chose to ignore it and just see what unfolded before his eyes, who took the blame, you know, who had the marks on him, whatever, and didn't think to pull the girl aside and be like, are you okay? You're not sticking up for him, blah, blah, blah. You know? Because here in Boston, let me tell you a quick little story. We have tunnels, okay? Sometimes some of them are kind of long. I don't like tunnels. I had an anxiety attack one night in a tunnel. I put my head down in the passenger seat while my boyfriend was driving, right? Because I had anxiety, because I don't like tunnels, okay? So I'm sitting there, my head down between my knees because I couldn't breathe. All of a sudden, we get swarmed by police, okay? We're like, what the hell? Okay? Soon as we were out of the tunnel, swarmed by police. The police jump out of their vehicles with their guns drawn up to the passenger side where I was. And they were like, ma'am, is this man hurting you? Swear to God. And I'm like, no, why? Like, I didn't know what was going on. They're like, we saw you on the footage in the tunnel with your head down between your knees. We thought you were dead. I'm like, no, he's not hurting me. And they were like, are you sure? So officers do that, man. They pull the women aside, like, yo, are you sure you're okay? You know? So did he know that and just, did he know? Did that caller said that and just didn't care? You know? I'm so wrapped up in that, I want to know. I want to know. I bet that helps your anxiety so much. I know, right? Actually, I think it kind of to be honest with you, I think it kind of snapped me out of it because I was like, wait, what's going on? I'm pretty sure it did. But it was very, very scary. It's like they didn't even believe me. It's like they were like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. You know, and that what creeped me out even more was like, you guys watch people in the tunnel driving. You know how many people drive through that tunnel on a daily basis? Psh, lots. real lots. Alright, so let's see here. Anyways, so that's a little story time with AZ. Okay, let me go to latest here and see what's going on the Tweetiverse. On the tweetverse. The armpit of the internet, good old Twitter. If you think Twitter is the armpit of the internet and you are not subscribed to my channel, would you just hit the subscribe button? Oh man. You know what bothers me? I want to vent while I'm here real quick because I got to go get my kid up the bus in a little bit. But listen, all these people who are on Twitter or wherever, even in here, and they have a right to say it and I get it, who are like, I wish you cared about so-and-so like you guys care about Gabby. Okay, well, do you? Because you're not doing anything, are you? To go help the other people? I mean, just saying, you can do things to help them too. You know? You're hashtagging Gabby's name, helping her get in the algorithm, but you're complaining that, so-and-so didn't get as much attention or this and that. That's sad. It is sad. Right? It is. It is. But, hey, do something about it then. Do something about it. If you don't like it, be the change you want to see in the world. Right, my friends? Be the change you want to see in the world. Alright, anyways, where's Brian at? Let's see. Okay. We can now hold on, what is this? Who is this person? Zio? Can now personally confirm Brian Laundrie was, as of yesterday afternoon, in South Alabama. Can confirm because our DVR at work got checked over and he was literally in my store yesterday, less than 2 feet away from my manager. What? No, stop. This dude likes Metallica. I don't know if I can believe him. No, just kidding. I like Metallica, but... Ooh, and he says, for anyone saying to contact the FBI or the police or the Moab police, they are the ones that came and looked at our DVR. The proper authorities have been well aware. Wow. So he's saying that the police were there. They got the DVR. Yeah. It had been thrown out there that he was going to the Firehouse Subs in the literal same building as where I worked. We're very close to Walmart as well. I'm not surprised he stopped. Lots of places to go for supplies and places to hide in. And then the guy says, I have no idea if he was attempting to disguise himself. All the info my manager passed to me was that Moab Police Department checked our DVR and confirmed he was there yesterday. Seemingly fairly shaken about not knowing it was him. You guys, let me tell you something right now. If this dude was spotted in Moab, that means likely he never came back. What have I been telling you? What have I been saying? I don't believe he came back. I noticed that Josh, the spokesperson, has been changing his wording, his verbiage to the van instead of Brian. Okay? Now we're getting reports that the dude, yes, as of yesterday, was in Moab. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did I not tell you? I'm telling you right now. I mean, hey, a broken clock is right twice a day, my friends. Alright? A broken clock is still right twice a day. I am the broken clock. I'm right twice a day. Okay? That's me. That's me. What else we got here? I'm just reading Twitter, by the way. I am not a fact machine. I am not, Fox News. I'm just little old me. Ooh, Brian Laundrie's lawyer just told me there will be a press conference in New York tomorrow. Let me show you this. So his lawyer... You said that too, Shyla? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, man. I don't think he came back. Especially since I noticed that they're starting to change their verbiage when they speak of Brian. They don't say Brian, they say the van. I don't know. This person says he was in Moab yesterday, that the cops were there. I'm just reading it from Twitter. That's why I just said I'm reading it from Twitter. I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm reading it from Twitter. He's like, yeah, they were at my work. So let's see here. I'll show it to you. I thought it was on the screen. I'm dumb, and sometimes I do dumb things. Alright, let's see. This guy right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, here's the dude. Zio can now personally confirm, as of yesterday afternoon, he was in southern Alabama. That's what this dude says. Who this dude? He likes Metallica. That's all I know about this guy, okay? If someone else drove the van home, they will be able to get DNA and fingerprints to verify. Forensics are pretty advanced these days. Yeah, if it's someone in the system, you know what I mean? Ooh, Shyla. I know, because get this, right? Now, what do we believe? Can we even believe anything? What is real? What is real life? Can we look at jail rosters to see if he was arrested and they just aren't telling us? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so anyways, I got the thing from the lawyer. Let me get out of this freaking tweet right here. Hold on. The lawyer released something. The lawyer said so. Let me show you this. Okay. 1 second, you guys. Alright, I found it. Alright, let me zoom in for you. Be advised that Stephen Bertolino, the attorney for the Laundrie family, will be hosting a press conference on Tuesday, September 21st at 1 p.m. The room will be available at 12:15 for press setup. I read a blog last night that was like, the Twitter calls Laundrie's lawyer the devil or something. They were trying to burn him at the stake. People were calling were right into the bar. They were tagging like all kinds of lawyer associations. They were like, take his license away, his license to practice. The van did get back in Florida, correct? Yep, it did. Who was driving that van? I don't know. I don't know who was driving that van. Do you? Because all we know is the van got back. Did they just assume that Brian was back? Wondering, asking for a friend? This guy has it right? Or this woman, excuse me, this woman. This guy is out of the country. The parents strategically waited 3 days to report. Now listen, did they wait 3 days? Did they wait, I don't know, 16 days? Did they wait a million because he never came back? I don't know. Let's jump to WFLA before I hop off here, because I do have to get my child off the bus in a little bit. But I want to hear what my buddy JD is saying. JD's starting to grow on me, you guys. He's starting to grow on me. I used to kind of chuckle at his hashtag obsession, but I kind of like the dude. I especially liked how he handled talking to Joshy Boy the other night. All right,
So now the update that we are live for is
believed to be in police custody. And another piece, perhaps, of the puzzle here. Again, this is the same Ford Mustang that was picked up by the Laundrie family at the Carlton Reserve. Brian's car was at the Laundrie household on Friday night when we were live, when the media circus was there, when the public circus, if you will, was there, as far as people with the signs and the megaphones chanting outside of the Laundrie household. So the vehicle was returned there, and then that we noted it on the stream on Friday night, and now it, of course, being towed away here. Northport Police added that it's possible, and you know, it's a curious thing to add, because anything's possible really at this point with so much. The more unknown that there is, the more that you can fit into the realm of possible. And so Northport Police said that it is possible that Brian could have harmed himself, but we just don't know here at this time. That is an interesting clue as far as the vehicle itself. And if we hear any updated information, we'll pass it along here to you. Yeah, a lot of people talking about the Stan text message referring to Gabby's grandfather. That's a little bit bizarre. Chris and Sam Powell, hashtag JB. So do we know if police have her phone? The phone's whereabouts are still unknown at this time. Gabby's phone, another key piece of evidence.
I really like this comment. Naomi says, the way the cop was like, oh, when my wife, blah, 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 I think his personal life with his ex clouded his vision. And you know what, Naomi? I'm going to have to agree with you on that. A lot of times that happens, right? A lot of times guys will be like, yeah, man, I know what it's like to have a crazy chick. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that happens, it does. Like, just like we have a bias, sometimes they have a bias. I mean, you know. You think you could get a JB interview? That would be pretty cool. I would love to give him a virtual high five for how he spoke to Josh, the spokesperson. I really would. I think he handled that like flawlessly. He really put that dude in his place. Let's see. You know what, Mark? I have to agree. I see no reason for these people to continue showing pics of this loser along with her and any pics of her. Well, I do agree, but we also still have to find him and make him pay, right? Like, if his face wasn't plastered everywhere all over the internet, maybe he wouldn't have been spotted and all that stuff, right? But until then, I understand what you're saying. You're saying with her, right? Which I agree with. No pics of him with her. You know, let's just not do that anymore. If you're out there listening, just one or the other, whoever you're talking about, don't put them together. Which one of these things don't belong? And it's Brian, right? Yeah, a nightmare on my street, on your street, my street, our street. I agree. He was having feels about his ex-wife, you know, and that happens. You know, it happens. And people dragged me for like not realizing that quote Brian was the victim the other day, and I'm like, listen. I'm going to tell you right now, knowing what I know now, I do not feel bad for this dude. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you straight out. I am not news. I'm not CNN. You're biased. Girl, I'm a commentary channel. What do you mean my bias? That's what I do. I talk about how I feel. You know? Whatever. Anyways, so... Oh, a different situation. Okay. I'm like, you call the cops? Speaking of calling the cops, I heard that our dummy person that we all, most of my long-term subscribers know this person, Katie Joy, who is an attention-seeking monster on YouTube. We all know how she acts, right? Listen to this. Last night, was it last night, guys? Or the night before? She makes everything about her. Everything about her, right? Everything. She said that people came to her, the police came to her house looking for Brian. Are you kidding me, lady? Are you kidding me? She will do anything to take a story about another subject and turn it into her. Are you kidding me? When somebody told me that she did that, I literally thought she was kidding. They were kidding. I'm like, yeah, haha, that's something she would do, haha. No, haha. She really did it. She really did it. She really did it. An intention vampire. See, the chat lit up. I'm telling you guys, man. That's how I started this channel here. I couldn't take this lady anymore. Her whack-ass decisions and her no sensibility, no self-awareness, no nothing, right? Waste of space for real. She has lost her mind. She's like, how can I get some clicks on my channel? Oh, I know. I'll say that the cops came to my house looking for Brian. Are you kidding me? Oh, she tweeted it. Okay, so she didn't say it in a live stream. She tweeted it. Pfft. Oh my god, she's the worst, isn't she? So what grounds did they take the Mustang on? Okay, I don't know the technological terms and whatnot. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I do. But I'm assuming because they have a body now, they can do that. Prior to not knowing where Gabby was, when she was just a missing person, they couldn't do anything like that, so they say. Now that they have a body, you know, it gets taken a little bit more seriously and they can get search warrants, okay? You know, that's just how it goes. According to them, but they're also not that bright, you know? Joseph Petito calls... Ooh, here's a good one, you guys. I'll read this to you before I hop off. I really do have to hop off soon. I know I keep saying that. But I'm going to read you one more... Look. Have I been talking this whole time with nobody? Did you guys not even hear me? Are you serious? Oh my god. I think I need to quit my day job, you guys. Or don't quit my day job. Hold up. Anyways, you guys, I'm sorry about that. I apologize. You know, I went to a Newsweek article to read it to you, and I got inundated with pop-ups. Like, I gotta stop doing that. But it takes weeks to get a phone warrant. When the FBI does it, though, Della, I think it goes a lot quicker. Because I remember them saying that they... Oh, shit, I gotta go, you guys. I gotta go to the bus stop, okay? I'll talk to you later. I'm sorry I just made you wait and sit here like that, but I really gotta go. My bad. Love you all a long time, okay? Don't judge me. Don't be mad at the comments. Don't tell me I suck. I know I suck, okay? I'll be back tonight. I don't know when. Love you a long time. Gotta go. Bye.